What's going on, YouTube? What's going on to all of my cancers out there? Excuse me. So please make sure to get the book at Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. The link to that is in the description box below, as usual, right? At Amazon, right? It took me a lot of time to write that book. It took me about a year or so in order to write that. Go ahead and make sure to check it out. If you'd like to contact me for a personal reading, my email address as well as the prices are in the description box below, as usual, right? And the prices, stuff like this. I also have a course, right? A new service that I started, right? Where there's a course that you can take if you want to find out how to read. Hold on a second. Let me just turn off the light so there's no like glare in the background or anything like that. So yeah, so I now have a course online that you can always contact me for through my email, to where if you want to find out how to read your own birth chart, I can teach you how to read your own birth chart, right? It's one setting. It's pretty easy, right? And it's $100. But when you think about it, at the end of the day, I'm still trying to figure out ways to how it is that I can save y'all a lot of cash in your pocket. But so yeah, so let's get into it. A lot of the times, right, as I'm shuffling up these cards, a lot of the times people think that I'm just trolling on stuff like this. Whenever it is that I do a live stream, people think that I'm just ranting. No, I'm trying to prove a point. And the point that I'm trying to prove here is apathy is making people to be idiots. Apathy is making people into mental illness cases, is what I'm saying. That's the point that I'm trying to prove. If you to the people who the people who see it for what it is, shout outs to all y'all. But for the people who don't, let me go ahead and point it out for you. Apathy is literally making people into idiots. Case in point, and the reason why it is that I'm saying that is because people come to my channel, right? Or people want love, but you can't be. People don't seem to understand that you can't be. Hold on one second, and I'm gonna talk to y'all as I'm away. I just have to wipe off the dust because there's water on it, and I don't want cards to get on it. Hold on, not cards. I don't want the cards to start meshing with the water, and then the cards get messed up. So, as I was saying. Understand something, you're a literal idiot to something due to the fact that you spend so much time trying to just observe, because you know what I'm saying, you trying to stay comfortable, you trying to stay too comfortable, so much to the point where you end up putting yourself in situations and build a real life stronger relationship with somebody, right? But happen to be going through a rough patch, and instead of the person going ahead and being like, okay, let me go ahead and listen to what it is that you have to say and get where it is that I'm coming from, the person is telling me they're at a party. How does that translate? I'm telling you that I want to create a stronger relationship bond between the two of us, and you telling me you at a party. Literal. See, your apathy is making you into an insane person. Let's get into it. So for Cancer, right, you have, and I'm not even talking about Cancer crab's apathy. I'm talking about people's apathy in general is turning them into idiots. You have the Eight of Wands. You have the Devil card, the Justice, the Six of Pentacles, the Hangman, the Six of Cups, the Ten of Swords, Nine of Swords, Queen of Wands, the Hermit, the Strength, the Seven of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Judgment. So The Eight of Rods, the devil. Okay, the eight of rods, or the Eight of Wands, the devil. You Cancers are trying to communicate with someone who wasn't trustworthy. The Justice, right? The Justice represents how, and this person is now feeling it. So you're trying to communicate with them. Obviously, you're not together with them anymore, right? But you were communicating with them, trying to get them to work with you. And these is people that wasn't really listening to anything that you had to say, because the devil card, they were arrogant. They were really showing a level of arrogance where they were convinced that they had to play the game. And this is where it is. This is why it is I started off this video talking about apathy, because this is a general problem on earth right now, where people saying that they want love, but they're completely apathetic to what a relationship is. A relationship is not about control. Control is you revealing your high level of apathy, because love is about wanting to see someone else's. Love, when you're in a relationship with someone, right? Love, especially when you're with someone, is about the two of you developing, growing together, and respecting the other person's growth as well as your own growth, and not jeopardizing that. And you wanting to grow, and you wanting the other person to grow so much to the point where you won't stop your own growth as well as the other person's growth, even if they're not with you. But you see so many people running around nowadays, they want control. So then that's not the purest aspect of love. You may love the person in the sense of infatuation and obsession, and you want a trait that the person possesses in your life, but you're not really looking at who the actual person is. But then you getting upset, right? You getting upset and stuff like this when you can't attract what it is that you want. And see, this is what it is that I do in my videos. I'm trying to explain to people through these videos over and over again that love ain't about control. The minute you start trying to control the person, you already destroyed the relationship right then and there. So the things that the Six of Pentacles now, right? The Six of Pentacles and the Hangman represents, this is what this person tried to do with you. But the Six of Pentacles is that you wasn't necessarily taking this lying down. You didn't allow this person to really destroy you. What it is that you did is you, Cancer Crabs, picked up what it is that you had, and you maintained what it is that you had, and understood that you wasn't going to allow this person to destroy you. But the Hangman represents how it is that right now you Cancers are just remaining patient. You're not really trying to find any kind of crazy relationship. I'm just seeing how a lot of the Cancers is just chilling right now and just waiting to see what goes on. And that's good on a lot of you Cancer Crabs, because that's what it is that you needed to have done, right? This person abused you and did all this other type of stuff. You Cancer Crabs left them alone, and you wasn't necessarily even seeking revenge, i.e. get them back. And that's good, because it shows a level of growth, right? I've been meeting nothing but Cancer Crabs. Literally, I've been meeting a lot of Cancer Crabs, a lot of water signs in general, since May, early May. I've been meeting a lot of Cancer Crabs, like literally every other week. I'm interacting with and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but what I'm saying is that I know it's a sign, and the sign is the self-protection, patience, you know what I mean, nurturing yourself, you know. The Six of Cups represents how this person who once was kicking it with you, that represents the devil, is going to try to come back and make it seem as if they want you back and stuff like this. But the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Swords represent how you Cancers you Cancer Crabs are going to be like, nah, I'm not coming back, because nah. You Cancers are going to be like, why are you even back? Because I wasn't even thinking about you. And this person, right, the Queen of Rods and the Hermit is represents how you Cancer crabs are becoming, how can I say this in layman terms? You Cancer crabs are not putting up with it. You Cancer crabs are seeing that these people are crazy, these people are wilding out, and you're not dealing with that type of nonsense. You're not dealing with that, right? These are the type of people who they only want you when they doing bad. And now that's as a matter of fact, that's going to be the title of this video. They only want you when you're doing bad. They only want you when you're doing horrible. When things is bad, that's when they want you now. And a lot of you Cancers are starting to realize that, and a lot of you Cancers are starting to leave them alone. The Strength card and the Seven of Swords now represents how, because you see this, you also starting to see their arrogance. You're also starting to see through them. This is them. Both of these cards is them. Them warning you back for you is a trick. The Seven of Swords is a trickery card. It's a trick card sometimes. And the Strength representing Leo. In the flip, Leo can represent the ego, the narcissist, literal and self-absorption. Narcissism. And the Three of Rods represents how this person is just coming in and trying to do all this other stuff and talk to you about the future that they think that they want to have with you. And you, right, the Six of Wands and the Judgment is you Cancers, because y'all are like, man, y'all ain't even dealing with this type of stuff, because a lot of you Cancers don't even want to interact like that. A lot of you Cancers is like, yo, you Cancers is dipping out. Y'all are leaving because you Cancer crabs see this thing for what it is, and you know that this person is full of it. And people come to me all the time. Like, you gotta understand, Cancer. Like, people come to me all the time. Not just Cancer crabs, but people come to me all the time, and like they'll ask me a question, and I'll be doing my best to answer it, and they won't even write it down. Like, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And this is what it is I'm talking about. People being overly emotional. Not even realizing that over emotionality, when someone is trying to teach you lessons, write down things that are foreign to you. Write down things that seem foreign to you. Study the things that you say. Do the research to the things that you say. Get over delusionalism. Stop being so emotional and coming up with all these nanny boo-boo stories that didn't even happen, okay? Because you want to make some stuff up and deal with reality. You're living in a delusional life, right? And people getting emotional about that. If you get emotional about that, then you're proving my point. Because the FBI has stated, they've done studies and they've stated themselves that, sorry about that, train of thought lost. But the FBI have done studies and they found that some of the most violent people are also not the people who happen to be the brightest bulbs on the tree. So this is just a show of why there's a need for quote-unquote education. Stop being so emotional. Your emotionality and your apathy is an expression of your mental illness. You're not the brightest bulb on the tree, nor the sharpest knife in the drawer. And again, I'm not talking about Cancer crabs. I'm talking about why it is on a Cancer crab video, right? Because the Cancers is going to appreciate this, or they should. But let's clarify the Judgment, right? The Cancers deal with emotions and feelings. Catch my drift? So for Cancer crabs, there's a lot of room for levels of understanding. And this is the reason why I say that Cancer crabs got to learn to get over their emotions when they get emotional. Nobody cares about your emotions. And it's not that nobody cares about your emotions. What it is you like Cancer crabs sometimes have a situation where you could offend for the cross watchers, you could offend a Cancer crab And a Cancer crab may not even necessarily tell you that you offended them or you disrespected them in that kind of way. And you got to understand that at that point, if you keep hanging out with that person, that makes you Cancer crabs mentally ill, because you expect this person to really be able to read your mind and figure out that you did something, as long as it's not blatant. It's not to say that the situation is blatant where the person is disrespecting of you or whatnot, blatantly, where the person like stepped on your shoes, slapped you across the face, and like they act as if they don't understand it. No, I'm talking about something where, you know, a person may get you like a carton of milk and you may get offended. And it's like this person doesn't understand that there's anything wrong with that at all, but you may get flashbacks. You got to verbally communicate yourself. And see, this is what Cancer crab represents, that purging of that emotionality that people need to have. Because the apathy is making people literally dumb. You know, the apathy is making people get to a point where they sitting up there making terrible decisions, but then when someone gives them an answer out of many, not the only answer, but one out of the many answers, they ain't exercising any answers, but then they continuing to complain about the very same problem that they have. So then shut up about the problems that you have, and if you're not really trying to actually do the answers then. So to clarify the judgment, you have the Hierophant, the Seven of Cups, and then you have the Ten of Wands. So this is about how a lot of you Cancer crabs also happen to be in a situation where the Hierophant is about you doing justice to yourself, right? Seven of Cups, and understanding that this person is always gonna devalue you. So the Ten of Wands is about how it is that you Cancer crabs choosing to move away or choosing to move on, because this person, you realizing this person is always going to disrespect you in that way because they're an idiot. Lack of compassion, apathy. Apathy has been directly linked to stupidity. If you apathetic, you know what I'm saying, to certain things, then you not the brightest bulb on the tree. And science has proven that. You not. So you have to care more to get a better understanding about something. So let's clarify the Hermit. You have the Hanged Man, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. So what is it you have here, right? To clarify the Hermit is you have this person who's coming to you thinking that they're smart. They thinking that they're smarter than you, and they trying to compete with you, right? And they thinking of this relationship than something other than what it actually is. The Hangman represents how you just sitting up there watching them, and you already have the Hangman. So you sitting up here in your better judgment watching these people make an idiot out of themselves. I'm not even gonna say fool, but that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Peace.